Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Say You Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast. We're back.
We
We're
are back.
back.
We're live.
We're live. A city near you.
Not coming soon,
No.
but maybe later.
Maybe in a couple of weeks. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see how we're feeling.
That's how we're feeling. How have you been, Kelly? It's been a while. It's been like 3 weeks since we've recorded.
Has it?
It's been at least 2 weeks, but I'm feeling like 3.
I feel like it's been 2. I think this would have been 3 if we didn't do it today. But
Oh, okay.
I'm okay. I've done a lot in my
Same.
2 weeks.
Like you
I
would
had a
think
birthday.
you would think for me, but like, wow, Jordan, you actually did stuff. I did.
Yes, we actually went out and did stuff.
Yeah.
And it's okay to not do stuff for a while because that's what we do.
Mhm. And that's what I will be doing for a while, not doing anything.
Yes. Yeah. We are the type of people that go out in bursts. Okay.
Yeah.
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 So had a birthday. That was exciting.
Yeah.
We went out. We went to Cheesecake.
We
It was
did.
really good.
And then we also went to a bar, I guess.
I guess. We just wanted to go out to one, and we found the closest one, and we got there, and we were like, "Oh, this is not what was advertised."
No. So it was so when I looked it up, it said retro something
Retro
and
games, something like
something like that. And so it had like pinball machines and like old like 80s games, and I was like, "Oh, cool. They have like a little retro theme going on."
yeah,
Then we got there and it was not just a theme.
yeah. It was not. It was the whole ordeal of the bar.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, it wasn't ironically retro. It was
No, it was retro.
yeah.
We were
And
the
we had to
youngest
play
people in there.
we had to pay a cover. I've never paid a cover to go
Yes.
into a bar before.
Yes, we
That
had
was
to pay a
insane.
cover. Also, we had to get patted down. I was wearing a skin tight dress, and this woman's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to pat you down." I'm like,
What are you gonna find?
"What?" Like the only thing in my hand is my wallet and my phone. If you want to look through that, go ahead. But you're gonna pat me down?
That woman patted my dick.
Yeah, she got handsy with
Like
Jordan.
she was very thorough with her
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
They took our friend's pepper
Pepper
spray.
spray, which is kind of understandable.
I mean, not really, but they took it.
Well, yeah, they took it and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to come back here and we'll hold it for you, or you gotta like put it back in your car." And we're like, "You can hold on to that.
Yeah.
It's okay." But yeah, we
Yeah, so
knew one song from the
we
live band that
knew
they had.
yeah, one song, and then they started playing like 80s music.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed there a good 30-35 minutes,
Yeah,
had lemon
lemon drop shots.
shots, and then we pieced out.
Yeah, yeah. So we vibed to Whitney Houston
Hmm.
and we left.
Then we left.
Also, the gaming part of the bar was not it. It
No.
was it was so small. There were like how many? 4,
There
3.
was like 4 machines, and then you needed quarters, and I'm like, no one has quarters anymore.
Yeah, you actually had to have quarters. And at that point, does anybody use that part of the bar?
Probably there was no one over there, so I'm thinking
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I think they're more for props than anything else, really.
So yeah, it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, a little
And then
bit.
I was thinking maybe we could go to another bar, but then I was like, it's kind of late. Let's just cut our
It
losses.
was kind of late.
Kelly had something to do the next morning. I was like, let's just
Yeah,
go.
yeah. So we're gonna remedy that next time.
Yeah,
We're actually putting in research.
we have a plan,
We have a plan.
and I'm not planning it, so
No,
great
you're
for
not.
us.
Yeah, because he's a type A, and if he was in charge of planning it, he would have found a place by now. We would have had a time we had to be there.
Yeah.
So we're taking that away from him, and he's not going to
Hmm.
know anything other than
Yeah.
the
I'm
time we're
I'm
picking him
getting
up.
yeah, I'm getting picked up. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's all we're letting Jordan know.
Hmm.
Because if you tell him where we're going, he's going to look it up.
Yeah. Don't tell me
So
anything. It'll
yeah, no,
ruin
we're
my
not.
fun.
Yeah, we're not telling you anything. Just show up, look pretty, and let the Uber take you where the Uber needs to take you.
Hmm. Anything else of note you want to talk about, Kelly?
Um, I went to the Giants home opener. I've never
Oh yeah.
been to a Giants home opener.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
It was, you know what? I loved getting rained on. Can I just say that? I like it was in the forecast that it was going to rain only early in the morning, but it rained until like the game started, and I was living. I was living for the San Francisco weather. I miss San Francisco
That's
weather.
because you have not been living here. It's been hell.
I know, and you say that every single time, but I am a rain girly. No matter what, I will take that to my grave. I love the rain. I love the
Okay.
fog.
Try walking home in a Category 1 hurricane and then see how you really feel
Well, you
about
were.
rain.
I know, and you hate it. And I hate bringing it up to you because you're like, I walked a mile up and down in torrential
Yeah, I sound
rain.
like an old man.
Yeah,
I
you sound
like
like
I
the I.
walked home in a hurricane,
Yeah,
but I really did.
he did. And I feel bad for him because that was awful. But I am still a rain girly through and through. That I do want to live in Seattle one day, so that should say something about how much I love the rain and
That
fog.
sounds like my worst nightmare.
Exactly.
First off, no black people. Second off,
Oh yeah, well.
rain. Like it's not even like full rain. It's just like drizzle rain all the time. Like that sounds awful.
It's like that fog that's a little too wet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like that. I
yeah,
don't like that. That pisses me
yeah.
off. Either
See,
rain
I'm
or
just
don't. Like I don't like that.
see, I'm just built different. So I love that. I live for that.
It
That's
hasn't
my
rained in like a week and a half and I've been living.
Jordan. It hasn't rained here in months.
That's awful. That's actually quite concerning.
No, seriously. And we're about to hit the higher 90s, bro. I don't like it. I was not ready for that ramp up. It was too quick.
We're just now starting to get towards the we're just now starting to get the 60s.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather trade. But anyway, yeah, I did a lot actually. Went out with some friends. Uh, ate a lot of good food.
Hmm.
Yeah, work kind of sucks, but that's work. We're not gonna talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a good time.
Sounds
So
like you
that was
did.
good. Yeah.
As for me, I went to Disneyland
Yes, you did.
and I got to ride the new like Mickey Mouse ride at Toontown. That was really cute.
Oh yeah, you went to the updated Toontown.
Hmm.
I've seen videos of it. Is it actually really nice? It looks
It
nice.
was it was nice. I would not have waited. I don't like waiting in lines.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would not have waited in that line. It was like 200 minutes long. I would not have waited in that.
200. You waited in a 200-minute line?
No. Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh.
I bought Genie Plus. Like I'm not.
Okay, I was about to say. I was like, dude, I cannot believe you
You know
did
I don't
that.
wait in lines, Kelly.
No,
You
absolutely
know
not.
I will spend any amount of money to not wait
Oh
in
yeah.
line. So yeah, I we wrote that. It was cute. It was fine. It's not a ride I'll ride every time I go. Like
Hmm.
I said, I don't think it's worth more than a 45-minute line if I do wait in line.
I'm sure it's just like that just because it's new.
Yeah, the hype will die down.
It'll die. Yeah.
And then they did some updates to the Indiana Jones
I was
ride.
about to ask if you rode the updated indie.
It was good. It was nice. I mean, that's still one of my favorite rides ever. So even without the updates, I was having fun. But
It is a good ride. I heard the snake works.
it works. The snake works now.
Yay!
Finally,
Let's
it's been
go.
years.
It has been years.
but they have like a new lighting package. They have some new
Ooh.
projections. They still have an area of the ride where it's just completely dark for no reason. They need to fix that. But
They're like, let's keep the creep factor of that unlit area.
it's really weird. Like you just like you have like all of this like light and like projection and stuff, and then you just go down this
Darkness.
hallway that's just completely dark. And I'm like, what is this for?
What is this adding to my experience?
But yeah, had fun. We watched the fireworks from what is it called? I can't think. What is it called? Tomorrowland.
Oh, yeah?
Highly recommend.
Nice.
It was nice. You could still hear the music. You could still see the firework. It was great. You should.
Was it crowded?
No,
Oh,
that's why I highly recommend.
good. Okay.
Um, I didn't get my chocolate chip cookies this time.
You always
I'm.
get your chocolate chip
I always get
cookies.
my chocolate chip. I'm very sad.
Wow. Oh, oops. Guess we gotta go during the holidays and
Oops,
get
gotta go
you
back. I especially have to go
gifts.
back because I didn't. We didn't go to California Adventure,
Oh, yeah.
and because the Rogers the musical is coming this summer. I
That
have
is
to go see
true.
that.
That
I
is
have to go
true.
see that. So yeah, I might plan another trip. We'll see. We'll see what
I
happens.
mean, your summer's already.
My summer's already booked, y'all. Already booked. I have several trips already planned, and it's not even May yet.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, wow. 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 What else happened within this 2 weeks? I started watching Scandal with Kelly, but now I'm way ahead of her.
Yeah, the with Kelly part is very loose.
I
Very
am
loose.
2 whole seasons ahead of her.
Yeah. Yeah. I am a slow watcher. Like the way I watch like new TV shows for me is I watch it in bunches. So like I'll watch 4 to 5 episodes in one sitting, and then like I won't watch it for like a week or two, and then I'll watch another 4 or 5 episodes in a batch, and that's how I work. And Jordan's just like, I'm gonna bang it out right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bang it out. Like, just watch it. And I haven't even been watching Scandal like hard, like I could be.
Yeah.
And I'm
You're
still
watching other
too
stuff
whole.
while
Yeah,
you're
I'm
watching Scandal.
watching like 3 other shows while I'm watching Scandal.
So
I think I
yeah.
have like what season am I on? I think I have 2 more seasons of Modern Family
Oh yeah, you're watching Modern
left.
Family.
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel came back, so I banged out the 3 episodes they released this week. Watching Yellow Jackets, I'm behind by like 2 episodes. I need to pick up on that. Um, I
I
keep
don't know how
getting.
you keep all of those shows separate.
I don't know
That's
either.
incredible.
It's. I like to compartmentalize my mind, I guess.
It's a gift.
I've been thinking of starting Ugly Betty, but I told myself I can't.
Oh my gosh.
I can't
Finish
start a new.
another show.
I
Finish
can't.
Modern
Yeah,
Family
I have
first.
to finish one of the
Finish
shows
Modern
I'm
Family
watching.
first.
I'm behind on The Mandalorian by like 2 episodes, and the season
Same.
finale is this
Yeah, it's this week.
week. So maybe I'll watch them tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it tonight with my mom.
Uh,
Because my brother's all like, I need to talk to somebody about it. I'm all like, he said there's like some details in the newest episode that like blew his mind, and I'm just like, oh,
so yeah, I really need to like lock myself down and get these
right.
shows banged through.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to commit today to.
Okay.
I'm going to finish The Mandalorian, maybe take a pause on Scandal so I can really push through Modern
Yes.
Family.
Take a pause on Scandal, so so I have a chance at catching up.
Okay, I won't watch any Scandal this week. So you
Okay.
gotta you gotta bang out
I'm banging it
Scandal
out. Yeah.
episodes.
All right. I'm gonna watch 2 episodes a night, hopefully.
Yeah, do that.
At
That's what I
least.
was doing. I was
Were
watching
you?
2 episodes a night.
Okay. I'll do my best.
I would watch one episode while I was doing my spin class, and then I would
Mm. Oh
watch
yeah.
another episode after that, unless it was Monday or Wednesday, because I had shows that came on at 8 o'clock, so I wouldn't have
Mm.
time
Mm.
to watch 2 episodes. But every other night, I would watch 2 episodes.
Maybe I should watch it when I'm on the Stairmaster. I think that's what I'm
Yeah,
gonna do. Yeah.
yeah, you should do that. But yeah, I had a whole bunch of other stuff that happened, but we've already been talking for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll hear all about it in another episode, I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah, I'm sure because we didn't even talk about what happened last night. So
Oh, that's true.
let's
Yeah, let's
just
go.
keep
Let's
going.
go. Let's go.
So this week we are going over Final Destination. I think it's
Yes.
classified as a horror movie, but I don't think the first one is actually like really horror. I think it's more of a
It's
thriller.
it's gory,
It's
but it's not
gory,
horror.
I guess. I wouldn't consider it horror.
Yeah, it's. I think when I looked it up, it was classified as horror.
Yeah, I don't think it is,
Yeah, thriller seems to fit better.
but yeah, I think like sci-fi thriller is what I would call it kind of.
Mm.
But it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. So, we start off this movie with Alex Browning packing for his class trip to France with his parents. He's feeling very uneasy about the trip, and then a weird, mysterious wind happens in his room as he sleeps that night.
There's a lot of mysterious
There's
wind
a
going
lot of
on in this
mysterious
movie.
wind, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Kelly, I tried to come up with a different name for the wind every time it happened. I
We
wrote
love a
I wrote
storyteller.
I wrote these notes like a week and a half ago, so I don't remember
Mm.
what I called them, but when they come
Okay,
up, you'll hear it.
you'll know. You'll know. Okay.
And so the next night, all of the students arrive at the airport, and Alex meets up with his friend Todd and his twin brother, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well, I don't
'Cause
know.
they're
Are
both
they
in this
twins?
they're
I
both in
know
the
they're
same class, so I assumed twin brother.
because they
Unless
say brother
unless one of them skipped or got held back. Because
adopted
George
from
did
another
look older.
marriage.
Maybe, I don't
I
know.
mean, Todd. If we could talk about Todd for a second, Todd looks like he's 34 in high school.
Yeah, but George looks older.
Yeah, he
And I was
does.
like,
A lot of these quote unquote high schoolers are super old.
they look old. Like, what's his name? Carter looks as old as the teacher.
Yes. At
But
that point, make it a college setting. Jeez.
yeah, and so while they're walking into the airport, a cult member hands Alex a flyer that tells him that death is not the end.
Yeah.
And then Alex begins to notice weird things happening, like the billboard flipping.
Which isn't weird. That's how that
It's weird
works.
to me because I've never seen an
You've
airport
never seen
billboard
those?
like that. No.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
I
those before. They're
I
really
feel like for
cool.
my entire conscious being,
You've never
it's
seen a
always
flip
been
board?
digital. It's always been
Oh,
digital.
okay.
And the first like real time I remember flying on a plane was like the first grade, and even
Okay.
then, it was digital.
Oh, interesting.
And
Okay.
I felt was I in the first grade after 9/11? Yes.
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 Yes, you were.
Oh, by the way, I don't remember 9/11. Just so you all know. I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
I
I
think I
don't.
have one specific memory from
No
like
memory.
watching a clip on the TV, and that's it.
No memory for me. I'm so sorry. Like
That's
that's
fine. We were young.
like my Gen Z side is really showing cuz like I don't remember 9/11 at all.
We were
Sorry.
young. Also, like,
I think I was
who's
like
able to
4.
remember that far back? Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but there are people our age who do remember it. I'm just like, how?
What? How do y'all
How?
remember stuff that far back?
I have no idea. I also have a terrible memory, but we all know that.
Same. Yeah.
And but back to the story. Back to the story.
Yeah.
So later, Todd convinces Alex to take a dump before they go on a plane, so that a cute girl won't go into the bathroom after them and associate them with the smell of shit.
It's a weird reason.
It's a weird reason, but they go poop.
But they do go poop, yeah.
After they're finished, they board flight 180 to Paris. When they get on the plane, Alex is feeling really uneasy, but he tries to brush it off, especially after George says that God would be fucked up if he took down a plane because there's a baby on it and a disabled man.
Yeah.
I'm like, in that case, God is the most fucked up person in the entire world because babies die all the time and
Mhm.
disabled people die all the time.
He was not thinking about it
Right?
when he said that.
I was like, you really think God is picking and choosing? He's like, this plane will be safe. No, no, no. Let's knock this one over.
Also, why would he say that? I feel like you're jinxing yourself if you
Yeah,
say
you're
something like
jinxing
that.
yourself at that point. Don't say that.
It's his fault.
And so everyone finds their seats, and Alex is originally in the back, but two cute girls convince him to trade spots with them. So he
Why
ends
would
up
they
in the
want the back seats?
right next to the bathroom. I don't fucking
Right.
know.
Because you can't move your seat back because you're
Because
at
you're
the
against a
wall.
wall, and it smells like shit. Like
Yeah,
I've been in
constantly.
that spot. It smells horrible. Plus, there's always people like standing next to you.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
awful. And so yeah, he moves to the middle of the plane with Todd. And when the plane takes off, everyone weirdly starts cheering and clapping.
White people on a plane,
White
man.
people. And almost immediately there is extreme turbulence. Like as soon as the plane starts moving, it starts
Yeah.
shaking. I'm like, are you even in the air yet?
Right. Like it's immediate. Like the plane starts moving, everyone starts clapping, and then 30 seconds later, it's
30
like
seconds later.
shaking.
And so the plane then begins to start falling, and an electrical fire starts.
Mm.
And so the whole side of the plane is just torn off for no
Yes.
reason.
No reason.
It just like opens up, and I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
And then so a bunch of people start getting sucked out of the plane,
Hmm.
and then an explosion happens, and everyone dies. Alex then wakes up at the moment that the girls are asking him to switch seats, and so he starts freaking out. He's like, "Deja vu,
Yeah.
can't do this."
Whoa.
And he ends up getting into a fight with a boy named Carter,
Mhm.
and so they both get kicked off of the plane. And Carter's girlfriend Valerie goes off with them, along with a burnout kid named Billy. He
Mhm.
gets like caught in the scuffle, and he gets pushed
Yeah.
off the plane too. And then Todd gets off because he's like, my friend.
Yeah. I gotta go with my friend.
And then a girl named Clear, by the way, Clear.
Yes. We're
Ugh.
not making the clear joke.
No, her name is
It's
literally
clear.
Clear, like opaque. Clear.
Yeah.
Weird. She just randomly gets off.
Yeah. She just
Like
follows.
she's not involved with any of these people. She just gets
Yeah,
off.
she's like, oh, people are leaving. I'm leaving too then.
And so after everyone who's off of the plane is told that no one can go back on the plane, one of the chaperones stays behind to catch a later flight. Her name is Miss Luton.
Miss.
Is it Miss or Mrs.? She does not have a husband in this movie that we see.
So
I'm
I
gonna
think
call
it's
her
Miss.
Ms.
Yeah.
Cool. And so as the plane leaves, Alex explains how he saw the plane crash in a vision, and Carter thinks he's crazy, and so they get into another fight.
Yeah.
Right as Flight 180 explodes, like just completely explodes.
Yeah. They literally start to tussle, and then the windows blow out. You see
Yeah,
the plane explode.
yeah,
Yeah. It's instantaneous.
instantaneous. And so everyone is questioned by the FBI, and all Alex can say is that he saw it happen,
Hmm.
and everyone's just left confused and broken. Also, did you notice that one of the FBI agents is named Agent Shrek?
Really?
Yes,
I think I just didn't register in my head.
I think it was the tall one. He was
Okay.
Agent. I think he
Oh,
was
really?
Agent Shrek. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
And so later, everyone's families come in except for Clear's. So Alex's parents take her home. Later, Alex watches the news where they say that no one survived the plane crash and begins to have an uneasy feeling again, and sees lightning strike outside of his house.
Yeah. He's got the whole weather thing going on for him.
Yeah,
It's weird.
he's got earth, wind, fire, air, water, like everything. He's
He's
the
the
Avatar.
avatar.
39 days later, there is a memorial for all of the students that died, and Carter and Alex then get into another fight at a memorial.
Yeah. He was literally about to fight him.
And then Carter explains that he's never going to die, and I'm like,
Bruh.
that's not true.
How
That's,
did how do these kids like jump to these conclusions after surviving something like that?
I have no idea. A lot of the
Like,
dialogue in
bro,
this
I'm
movie is
I'm
very
never I'm
cringy.
never gonna die.
I'm
Like,
never
bro,
gonna die.
dude, shut up. You're like 17.
Alex also catches up with Billy, who believes that Alex can tell the future.
Oh
And then he
yeah.
asks him if he's gonna die soon. And Alex is like, no. And then he's like,
Yeah.
okay, is this girl gonna go out with me if I asked
And
her?
he's like, bro, really?
Really?
This is all happening at the funeral still.
Yes, we're
They are still
still
at a funeral.
at this funeral.
Y'all are so disrespectful.
After this weird interaction, he then tries to talk to Miss Luton, but she's like, I don't want to fucking talk to you. Get away from me.
Which is fair.
Which is fair. Um, Clear is the only one who like thanks Alex.
Hmm.
And then Todd goes up and gives a speech about how death can happen at any time and blah 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 blah. Later, blah, blah, blah. And then later that night, Todd is choked to death in his bathroom, and the way it happens makes it look like a suicide.
The way, like, I
Oh,
don't
it's ridiculous. I have
the
all of the steps written out.
honestly, but like, I don't remember a lot of. I didn't remember a lot of this movie, but I did remember his death. Like when I saw him in the bathroom, I was like, oh, so it's from this Final Destination. I'm like, okay,
Mm.
that makes sense. So I do remember this movie a little bit because
And all,
it's so weird.
it's so weird. It's such a weird, like,
String
string
of
of
events.
events.
Yeah.
But also, while Todd is like dying, Alex is having like one of his uneasy feelings again.
Yeah.
And so he goes to Todd's house right as he's being taken away in a body bag.
That's so
And
awful.
Clear is also there for some
She's
reason.
hiding behind a
And
tree.
she's like, leave, go home. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you here?
Why? How did you know about this? Like, what is going on here? She's creepier than he is.
And so let me explain to you how Todd died, because it's a crazy string of events.
Yeah, no, seriously.
So the force of death or whatever makes him slip into the tub where
Mm-hmm.
he gets caught on one of those retractable clotheslines that they have like
Yeah.
on cruise ships.
Yeah.
And then so he knocks over some shampoo, and so
And
his
he's
legs get covered in
slip.
shampoo, so he
Yeah.
can't like get any traction to stand up. So
Yeah.
he just keeps slipping and choking
Suffocating.
himself even
Mm-hmm.
more. And so that's how he dies. And so the moral of the story is have a mat in your bathtub.
And take down that clothesline.
And don't have a clothesline in your shower. Like, why?
That's weird. Just hang it
On a hook.
on the rod. Yeah.
Or
Hang it on the
better
rod.
yet, throw your clothes in the dryer. Or if you do need to air dry it, have your clothesline outside.
Yeah.
They'll dry quicker.
Yeah.
Not in a moist environment like a bathroom.
Right. Also, if you have to take a shower, you have to keep moving it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
just don't.
hindrance. Don't
Yeah.
have that in your bathroom.
Don't.
And
Also, how would you
so
ever rule that as a suicide? Yeah, I'm gonna commit suicide today by covering my
covering
bathroom
my
floor
feet.
and my feet in shampoo and then putting my neck in the clothesline. Like there, I hate
Right.
to say it, but there's easier ways to do this.
There's easier ways. He had literally a pantry full of pills. He could have
Yes,
taken the pills.
he cut himself with a razor. Like, come on, like there's so many different
There's
ways.
so many easier ways. And then what I found so funny is how the water from the tub that was leaking, like, retracted.
Yes, it said my job is done.
And so Todd's dad sees Alex, and then he blames Alex for both of his sons' deaths, which is
Yes.
ridiculous.
Oh,
Like,
God, I hate
utterly ridiculous. Like, one of your sons died in a plane crash. Like, that had nothing to do with Alex. He wasn't driving
right.
the plane.
No.
And then the
Even
other
if you
one,
believe, even if you believe his vision or whatever, your son decided not to get off the plane.
yeah, and then your other son seemingly killed himself. So what does that have to do with Alex?
Right. Also, as a parent, how would you ever believe that? Especially with the whatever occurrence of events that was.
Yeah,
I don't know.
weird. And so the next day, Alex goes to Claire's house and he asks her why she was there. And she says, she doesn't even answer him. She says that
Yeah,
she made an art piece that, like, reflects him. She's
it's
like, this
weird.
is how you make me feel. And it's just like garbage.
You make me feel like garbage.
And then she also says that she can feel what Alex feels, but she can't see his visions or whatever.
Yeesh.
And I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, no.
It made
Like,
no
girl.
sense. And
Yeah.
and so Alex then tells her that he thinks that Def is out to get all of the people that got off of the plane
Because they escaped death.
because they escaped Def. And so they sneak into the funeral home or whatever. I'm guessing it was a funeral
Yes.
home where Todd's body is.
That's awful.
And they get caught by the
Yes.
crematorium operator or whatever you want to call that man. And then that creepy man tells them that Death has a design and that they disrupted it when they got off of the plane.
So weird.
And after he thoroughly freaks them out, they just leave.
Yeah. They just decide to leave.
They're just like, you know what? This isn't for me.
Yeah. They're like,
I'm
death? No. I'm
no,
good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
And so the next day, Claire and Alex are having coffee and talking about the signs that death gives out before someone is going to die. And she he shows her a piece of paper that like ripped out of a newspaper that says Todd on it. So he was like, I knew Todd was gonna die.
Dude, and it's so small.
It's so
It's
small.
literally like the corner of a paper. And like,
Yeah.
dude, if somebody if like say I had a connection with somebody and we're like, yeah, I kind of believe you about this whole vision thing, and then somebody's like, yeah, I knew it, and here's like a little piece of paper of proof, I would have been like, no,
No.
actually, I take it all back.
I take it all back.
You
I'm
are
gonna be
crazy.
yeah, you're certifiably crazy. Let's go to a hospital.
Right, let's go take a groupie sock vacation. You'll
Yeah.
feel better.
And so she's like, that's bullshit. But as she's dismissing him, he starts seeing a bus in the window that's not actually there. And so
Another vision.
he starts to feel something again. He's like, "Oh, something's about to happen."
Oh.
And so he believes that they cheated Death, and so Death is going to come back for them.
Mhm.
And Carter sees them on the street and almost runs over Billy to pull over next to them so he can get out
Dude,
and start yet another fight with
this
Alex.
this man has just straight beef with him, dude.
Yeah, like
He
on site
cannot let it
beef.
go.
Like
Yes, on site.
he was driving in the opposite direction, hit a
Uh-huh.
Yui, parked
Uh-huh.
in an illegal spot to get out and
Uh-huh.
yell at Alex. That is the definition of on
Yeah, on
site.
site. Yes, he literally took that to heart.
Like you would think that Alex like slapped his mother or something. Like he
Right.
is
It
pissed.
was personal for him.
Personal. Um Miss Luton also happens to be there for some reason.
Yeah, she's so random. I feel like she's the most random character in this whole
I
movie.
feel like they keep forgetting about
Yes, and
her.
then they
And
just
so
shove
they
her
just
in.
shove her in. And so she's also there. And so Carter and Alex are, of course, going at it. And Valerie at this point has had enough. And she's like,
Yeah.
y'all, stop.
Yeah, she's so real for that though.
She's like, I'm tired of y'all fighting. Like, we survived. Get
Get
over it.
over it.
And right as she says this, she walks into the street and gets run over by a bus. And why was that bus going so fast?
Yes. It's
Down a
literally in
residential
it's
street.
yes, it's in a downtown like area, like a small downtown area. Also, You would have heard that bus
You
coming.
would have heard it coming.
You would have
Like,
seen it
no, you
coming.
didn't see it. A
Right.
bus. You didn't see a
Right.
bus.
Right. Also, as a bus driver, you didn't see somebody approaching
The
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 crosswalk
yeah, you didn't see someone approaching
because
the curve
buses
and
stop for everything.
yeah,
Everything.
weird. And so Clear tries to call Alex later, but he ignores her calls, and his dad is starting to get really concerned about him, but he refuses to say anything.
Hmm.
And then Alex sees a news segment on how the plane exploded, and they show the seating chart of the plane, and so he like
Oh
copies
yeah,
it, and he's like, I notice a pattern here, and he shows the other people who survived are dying in the order that they would have
that
died on the
was
plane.
yeah.
And so he's like, I got this. I know what to do.
He went all beautiful minds with like the formulas around his head.
Yeah, he's like,
It's
I
like
know what's.
I figured it out.
I figured it out. I got it. I
I
got
got
it. He's like,
it.
Miss Luton is next. He's like, I gotta go save her.
Yeah,
And so Miss Luton is at her house. She's packing up because she's leaving this town. She's like, I
yeah,
can't live here anymore.
yeah. Which
Which, like, valid,
fair. Yeah,
valid. Uh, and she's really filled with guilt for letting her fellow chaperone go on the plane instead of her. And while she's talking on the phone with someone, she notices Alex outside of her house, and so she calls the FBI agents.
he is not sneaky. Can we just say?
Not, no, not at all.
Also, if you knew this woman hated you, you would be a lot more sneaky than that.
Yeah, at least send someone else to do it,
Right.
weirdo. And so these FBI agents show up and they see him messing around with her car, and they're like, "Get in the car! Like,
Yeah.
come on, let's go."
They're like, you have no good reason to be doing this.
Yeah, and so he tells them about the pattern that he, noticed,
Yeah.
and they're starting to believe that he might be crazy. They're like,
Yeah.
um, okay. But of course, they don't have anything to like hold him against. And
Yeah.
so they eventually have to let him go. Meanwhile, in the house, Miss Luton is like getting messages from the Wind Demon.
Yeah, whatever it is.
And after a series of really crazy events, like a real,
It just keeps getting worse.
it got more crazy as it kept going.
Yeah.
But long story short, she ends up getting stabbed and her house explodes. And Alex is able to make it back just as she's stabbed,
Yeah.
and he takes
Takes it
the
out.
knife out of her,
You're
holds
not
it with
supposed to do that.
holds it with his hand, and then a chair falls over and pushes more shit into her. She dies.
Yeah.
He puts said knife on the ground, steps in a pool of her blood, and runs out of the house just before it explodes. And then Billy, who just happens to be outside, sees him leaving her house before it explodes.
Yes.
So, not only did he leave his fingerprints
Yeah.
on a weapon that killed this woman,
Yeah. He stepped in her
he
blood,
stepped in her
left a
blood,
trail.
left a trail, and then also had a
There's a
witness
witness.
that
Yes.
saw him leave the house before it
That's
exploded.
that's an airtight case if I've ever heard one.
Yeah,
From a
yeah,
bystander's point of view.
yeah. And so the FBI, of course, go looking for Alex
Of
because
course.
it looks like he murdered this woman and tried to
And
hide the evidence by
there's
exploding her
proof.
house.
Yes. There's proof and a witness.
And so, uh, sometime later, I don't know, so sorry. This movie mostly takes place at night, so it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
tell,
Uh-huh. It's
like, the
it's
days.
like it's like one of those continuous day things where we don't know
Yeah,
how much time has passed. It's just always night.
it's always night. Um, so Clear meets up with Billy and Carter and tells them that they have to find Alex because he knows which one of them will die next. And so they drive to the crash site of the plane, I guess. Even though it didn't really
Did
crash, it
what?
exploded.
It, yeah, and then all the pieces went into the water, so
Yeah, so they just go to like a lake or a pond or whatever that
as
was,
close as they can get.
and they find Alex, and then they're like, "Which one of us is gonna die next?" And he doesn't tell
He
them.
doesn't.
He
Ugh,
doesn't.
oh my gosh! Like at that
Um,
point, Alex, just tell them.
but we do have a moment where Alex and Clear are sitting on like the beach of this lake or whatever,
Oh yeah.
and she's like, my dad died a long time ago because some guy was robbing a store or whatever, and my dad turned around when he said don't turn around. and and she's like, then my mom abandoned me, and so I've been living alone and blah 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 blah. So
Yeah.
fuck death. I hate death.
She was like, "Here's my tragic backstory."
Yeah, here's my tragic backstory at the end of this movie.
Yes.
And then that somehow motivates Alex somehow.
Yeah,
And
I don't
so they
know.
all just get into Carter's car, and Carter thinks that he's going to be the next one to die. So he starts driving like erratically. And then after that doesn't kill him, he parks his car on some train tracks. And as the
Yeah.
train starts coming, everyone else gets out of the car, and then they eventually get Carter to like come to his fucking senses. He's like, okay, and then he tries to get out of the car, and he can't get out of the
Yep.
car. Like his seatbelt locks, the window
Yeah.
won't come down, the
Yeah.
door won't open.
Yeah.
It's a mess,
Yeah.
but Alex is able to get him out in the nick of time,
Yes.
and so they get him out.
That was so
Billy
stressful, by the way.
and Billy starts freaking out. He's like, "I need to stay away from y'all. Y'all are gonna get me killed." And then a piece of debris from the from the train crashing into the car just comes up from the ground and slices him in half.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so Billy's dead, unfortunately.
Billy's dead. I
And
feel
so
like at this point, y'all are just self fulfilling that prophecy.
yeah,
It's self fulfilling.
it's self-fulfilling. But at least he had like the least like painful death out of everybody.
It was the quickest, I
It was
will
the
say.
quickest.
Yeah, he didn't have to suffer and like
Everybody else
suffocate.
suffered for like a long time.
Yeah. Todd had to suffocate Miss shoot, what was her last name?
Luton. She
Miss
got
Luton.
she
She
got
got
cut with
stabbed.
glass, and then she got
Yeah.
stabbed.
And then her house blew
And
up,
then her house
so
blew up. Like she was going through it.
she really
So
was.
Billy actually had it easy.
Yeah, he did.
And so Alex says that he's next. So he and Clear go to her dad's cabin in the woods and like death proof it.
How do you even death proof it?
I don't he just put like corks on like all of the screws that were coming out for like pictures, and he like boarded up the windows and everything. And then that wasn't even good enough because at one point he has a close call with a fish hook.
The way that they go about this is just so funny to me.
It's so funny. And also Alex seems to be going a little crazy trying to like fight death.
Yes, like dude, you're fighting some invisible force.
Meanwhile,
What?
Claire is at home when the FBI is watching her house, and not even like stealthily watching her house. Like they're parked in front of her
They're just
house.
yeah, they're just there.
And then at one point, they just come up to her and they're just like, "Hey, if you see Alex, let us know. We want to
Let
keep
us
him
know.
safe."
Yes.
And then Alex realizes that he was wrong because in his vision, he switched seats, but he didn't actually switch seats. So he actually isn't next. Clear is next, which is weird because when you watch the other movies, that's not the case. But I'm gonna keep going. Uh,
Okay.
and so Alex then he's like, "I need to go get her." And so he like runs out of this Bless you. And so he then runs out of this cabin just as the FBI gets there. Because Clear, I guess, ratted him out.
Yeah. Somehow they found him, and it's probably through Clear.
And so he, like, steals a kayak or a canoe or whatever
Okay.
and rows across this lake
He's
to get
desperate
away
for
from
that.
them.
Yeah.
And so back at home, Clear's going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are those called? A transporter? Those, like, electrical
Yes.
things?
Oh,
It, like,
Transformer.
transformer. That's what it is. It explodes. And her
Yes.
dog is outside, so there's, like, a loose wire, like, sparking electricity outside. She's like, now I gotta go get my fucking dog.
Yeah.
But that would be Dash. I'm That would be my dog. He would be, like, just barking at it. I'm just like, get away from me, you fucking
Right.
idiot.
Like, dude, that is going to kill you. Come here.
And so she goes outside to save her dog, and while trying to save her dog, she almost gets impaled and electrocuted because her pool pops, and she has
Yep.
to
The
run away from the
water.
water before it electrocutes her.
Yeah.
Then the deaf daddy is trying to keep Alex away
Death
from
Daddy.
Clear, and so it tries to, like, drown him in a puddle. It, like, strikes down a tree. The tree falls on top of him, and he lands with his face in a puddle and starts, like,
Yes.
drowning
Imagine drowning in a
in
puddle.
a puddle.
I'd have to. I could not. I'd do everything in my power
As
to
soon
not
as I
be
got to
that
wherever
person.
we end up at, where we die, I would have questions. I'd be like, what's going on here?
Why a puddle?
Why a puddle?
Why a puddle?
Also,
That
why
is
was everyone else's death so violent? Why could it just be a car crash or
right.
something
Also, back
easier?
to me. Why a puddle?
Why a puddle?
It's a puddle.
Like, I could have just drank all the water. Like, what's going on?
At that point, you should have just made me fall hard enough to like
Knock me
do
out.
something to my brain.
Yeah.
You should have just ended me that way.
And so Clear is being chased by this electric wire. Like, it's literally chasing her. And
Yes,
so
it
she
is.
climbs into her, like, her second story window, and then all of, like, the electrical units in her house start exploding for no reason, even though it looks like the power would be out.
The
Like, I
power would
don't
be out.
don't know why this was still happening.
Death was really out for her.
Out for
That's
her.
all we can
Like,
say.
it really chased her.
Yeah, it said, "You really trying to run from me?"
And so she makes her way to her car, but she gets trapped inside of her car by the garage door opener thingy.
Yeah.
And then another power line falls. And so she can't get out of her car or even touch anything, otherwise she'll
Yeah,
be electrocuted.
electrocuted.
And so Alex somehow made it out of the puddle,
My
makes it
man
to
survived that puddle.
he's around the puddle. He makes it to her car, and there's, like, gas that is dripping into the front of her car, and it started a fire.
Yeah,
So, like, at any moment, this car is gonna
gonna
explode.
explode.
And
So
so
she either
Alex
electrocutes or she
or she
explodes.
explodes. And so Alex is like, I'm gonna save you. And he grabs the power line to save Clear, and so she gets out of her car. And then the explosion happens, and he gets knocked into the garage and seemingly dies. But
Seemingly.
seemingly, but 6 months later, Carter, Clear, and Alex finally get to go to Paris.
Why would y'all do that?
I would never go to fucking
I would
Paris.
never get on a plane ever again.
Right? I don't
Like
care how
y'all,
safe I think I am. No.
right? I don't know. I don't care how many near death experiences I have survived. The fact that I've had multiple means that I should not be doing anything out of the ordinary. So no,
No.
I will not be going to Paris.
I would have a set, rigorous schedule.
Yeah.
but they decide to go to Paris, and also that's the fakest looking Paris I've ever seen in my entire life. Like it looked really cheap.
Dude. No, well, a lot of this looked cheap. Like the plane set, that you could tell that was a set. You could tell that was a set.
I mean, let's blame it on it being the 90s. Let's blame it on that.
Okay. All right.
And so while they're sitting at this most set looking bistro I've ever seen, Alex has like another uneasy feeling about the like design of Def or whatever, because Alex was seemingly skipped even though he wasn't,
He wasn't.
but he thinks he was skipped.
He almost drowned in a puddle and he almost
Yeah,
died in that explosion.
yeah, like he
I
almost
think.
died twice. Like
Yeah.
you weren't skipped, buddy. You
Yeah,
weren't.
you were attacked twice, so I think you're fine.
If anything, they should get to go again because you already went twice in one
Right,
night.
right.
And so Carter jokes that Alex is next. And so the blow fairy, the wind. uh the wind gets started, and so Alex is like, I'm gonna go. He starts walking away from everybody as Clear sees a bus coming through like the window, like Alex did
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah,
And she's able to stop him from being hit by another just fast moving bus down the street. Um, and so Alex moves just as a sign on top of a building gets knocked down, and Carter pushes Alex out of the way, saving him.
yeah.
But then the sign swings back and hits Carter, and that's how the movie ends.
The you know what? Carter and Clear are a lot better people than I am. Because if I would have been like Miss Luton, if like you saved my life, thank you. But if you ever get another feeling like that and I'm around you, I am never seeing you ever again.
Same.
Like something is wrong with you, and I
Yeah.
am not gonna get caught up in that.
Yeah, this is all
I'm
your fault.
staying in my lane. Like even though you're not causing it, you're still seeing it.
You're knowing
So
something.
you know something.
Death chose you for a reason, and so I just need to be away from you.
Yes, you specifically.
But yeah, that's the end of our movie.
Yep.
So are you ready for the movie facts?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so the story of this movie was originally going to be an episode of the X-Files, which was,
Really?
yeah, which was inspired
Whoa.
by something called Soul Survivor. I think it's a book. No, it's a movie. It's a movie. It's where a woman who was the sole survivor of a plane crash starts to be haunted by dead people that Death uses temporarily as vessels trying to kill her to correct its
Oh my
plan,
gosh. Oh my gosh.
and killing everyone who is suspect about it.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
also a movie called Soul Survivor, but it's nothing like that.
Oh,
Which, by the way,
interesting.
don't watch that movie. That movie was awful.
Soul Survivor?
Yeah, I watched it because Faith from Buffy the Vampire Slayer was in it, and it
Oh,
was
cute.
and it was bad. First off, she's just pretty much playing Faith.
Isn't that what most of her characters are anyway?
Yeah, because she
Her
doesn't
playing Faith.
she doesn't have any range.
She wasn't typecast. She's skill cast,
She's skill cast. She's like
and her skill is Faith.
she's like the Rock. They only have one thing they
Yeah,
do, and so
yeah.
yeah,
The Rock is always casted as the Rock.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or Tom Cruise. How Tom Cruise is always pretty much just Tom Cruise in different scenarios. Like it's like that
yeah. It's just Mission Impossible in a different font.
in a different font. Like I watched Vanilla Sky on Friday, and I was like, this is
Vanilla
just,
Sky?
yeah. It's a movie with Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz, and oh, no relation, and
Yeah, no relation.
and Cameron Diaz.
Oh, okay.
Also, the guy who played Dave in the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, and he was by far the worst actor in that movie. Um, but yeah, I was just like, this is just Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But back to the movie facts. But yeah,
Yes.
yeah. At around 4 minutes in the beginning, like scene, Alex was supposed to pretend to be asleep. The guy who played Alex, his name is Devin, but he actually fell asleep for 4 hours. Which, like, good for you.
Yeah, good for him. He's
He's
all like,
method. He's method.
yeah. He's like, I'm really taking this to the next level.
Much of the news footage shown, like on TVs after the plane crash, was footage from the July 1996 explosion and crash of TWA Flight 800 in Long Island, New York.
They used actual
They
footage.
used actual footage.
Isn't that weird?
That's very weird. It's
Like,
very unnerving.
yeah.
But
Imagine
I
being
guess
one of those
it's, I
families
guess,
that was affected by that, and then
yeah.
you're
But
like,
I
wait a
guess it's
minute.
cheaper from a production standpoint than to actually like film
Yeah, but I feel
a
like that's
plane
just done
crash.
in bad. That's done in bad taste.
It is
I don't
bad.
know. Feels a little disrespectful to me.
It's very disrespectful, but they did it.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, this one is very weird. The music played throughout the film was by John Denver, a musician who died in a plane crash.
Not John Denver.
John Denver, yes.
He died in a plane crash?
He died in a plane crash.
They really said let's put as many references to plane crashes in as
Yeah, as many
possible.
as possible. In the
Oh.
film, Todd's name is spelled with one D instead of the traditional spelling of two, because in German, Todd means death. I'm sure it's pronounced differently, but
Is it?
I guess.
Okay.
Clear's cabin is the same cabin seen in the 1999 movie Lake Placid. I've never seen it. I don't.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Never even heard of it.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it though.
Okay.
Try to guess who they originally wanted to play Alex and Clear.
Oh
These
no.
two actors have worked together
Oh
in a
no.
big franchise.
In a big friend for the 90s?
For the franchise was in the 2000s,
Okay.
the
Oh.
early 2000s. I can give you the dates to be specific. 2002 to 2007 was when this franchise happened.
It's not who I think it is it?
I don't know. I can't read your mind.
Oh no. Just kidding. 2002 to 2007?
Yes.
TV?
Movie.
Movie?
Movie trilogy.
From 2004? I mean 2002?
2002 to
Oh no.
2007. Yeah. Movie trilogy.
Would I know this?
Yes, you would know this. A Man and a Woman.
Yep.
New York City. Trilogy. Comic book. Early 2000s.
No.
Marvel. You still not getting it?
No.
Not a caterpillar, not not a snake, not
What?
it's an hit this superhero has to do with an animal.
In 2002?
2002.
Spider Man?
Yes. Who
Nah.
who was in
Toby
Spider-Man?
Maguire and what's her name?
Kristen Dunst. Yes.
Kristen Dunst? Nah.
Yes.
Nah. I mean, I could see Kristen Dunst as Clear. I don't know if I could see Toby Maguire as what's his name?
As Alex.
Alex.
I mean, Alex is kind of a flat character, so I feel like anyone could have played Alex. But
Yeah, true.
yeah, I think Kristen Dunst is too good for this movie.
Yeah, that is
Which
true.
reminds me, thank you. That reminds me, I need to watch Eyes Wide Shut. to Not Eyes Wide Shut. What is that? What's that movie I sent you? That clip with Kristen Dunst and Julia Roberts going at it.
Mona
What
Lisa Smile.
Mona Lisa Smile? I need to watch that movie.
Yeah. And what's her name from that dancing movie's in it?
I know who you're talking about. Julia Stiles.
Yes. I'm like, I know it's another J name.
Battle of the Julias.
Battle of the Julias.
Yeah, but that's all I have for movie facts.
Okay.
So, Kelly, do you think this movie is iconic?
I feel like I should say yes, but I feel like there's better Final Destination movies.
See, I put yes because there were better Final Destination
Okay.
movies. I literally put this is not the best one,
It's
but
not.
it started the
It
franchise.
started the franchise. Okay. I love how we were on the same page about
And also
like,
like instilled in me an irrational fear of not having a bath mat.
oh my gosh.
This franchise actually in a whole has instilled a lot of irrational fears for me.
Water
Like
bottle underneath
like
the gas pedal.
yeah, water bottle underneath the gas pedal, driving next to a logging truck.
Yes.
Um for some reason the roller coaster one never scared me. I
That
was
one did freak me out, but I feel like
it
it's
was so
so
irrational.
yeah.
I was like, this would never happen. Like
Yeah.
maybe the part where they got stuck upside down would be scary. And I've had a close call on that. Like, have you
Really?
riding the demon at Great America?
Um
Over one of the loops so slowly I thought we were gonna get stuck upside down.
oh
I
god.
was so scared.
Yeah, no.
We made it barely, but we made it.
I mean, yeah, I think the scariest I've ever like felt was when we went to Universal and we went on the Jurassic ride, and
Mhm.
it's the pull down bar, and
Oh.
we sat with Jordan, and
Yeah.
Jordan's got tree trunks for thighs, man.
Thunder
Good for
Thought.
him.
I do.
But it wasn't good for our safety. Because
They were fine.
there
They
was a
were
good couple there was a good couple inches between our legs and the pull down bar,
they were
and
being so irrational. They were
our friend
fine.
and his cousin, we literally could not stop laughing because we went down one of the drops and we just were not in our seats.
They were
we were
fine.
we were dying at the bottom when we
We
were all
rode it
done with the
twice. They
ride.
were
We did ride it
fine.
twice. But it was we literally could not stop laughing for 2 minutes straight. It was so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. They were fine. But yeah, I have to give this movie its props because although it's not a great movie by any means, it gave me this franchise. And
Yeah,
I like this franchise.
we take the building blocks.
My favorite is the third movie. I feel
Which
like
one's
the
that one?
stakes that's the roller coaster one.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the stakes are really high in that one. The deaths are really like gruesome and scary.
Uh-huh.
I
I
it
think
all
like the major death scenes get more iconic, like
yeah, like the girls
in the later
dying
movies.
in tanning beds, iconic.
Oh yeah, that one. I remember
Iconic.
that one. I remember that one.
But yeah, I'll give this a pity iconic.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a yeah, we're giving it one of those participation medals
Yeah,
because you started the franchise, so
started the
you get
franchise.
something.
Yeah, so you get something.
Yeah.
Okay, Kelly. What are your recommendations for this week?
So I have three recommendations. The first one is a song. It's "Be Faithful" by Fat Man Scoop, featuring the Crooklyn Clan.
Okay.
I love that remix. It gets me so hyped. Second one is "All I Need." It's a song. It's called "All I Need" with Jacob Collier, Mahalia, and Ty Dolla $ign. really
I know
like.
those people. Don't know the song, but I know those
It's
people.
really vibey. I really love it. And then my last recommendation is, let me get the the title right. Is John Wick Chapter 4.
Mm, I watched that movie.
I love the John Wick series.
Uh, what's her name? Rina Sawanyama was killing it.
Oh yeah, she killed it. I loved her. Also, I will never get over Keanu Reeves kicking ass in his suits. I will never get over it.
Mm, yeah.
He could kick my ass in one of the suits from the film, and I thank him.
Good
But
for
yeah,
you.
that's it for me.
Okay, for me, I have three song recommendations. My first one is
Mm.
Comeback by JoJo, the solo version, not the version with that man.
Ooh.
Um,
What man?
exactly.
There's another one?
Nope.
Nope.
uh,
There's only one version of this song.
I thank JoJo every day for the CD she sent me for
Oh
not having
yeah.
a concert during COVID. Um, the CD does not have that man on the song.
No, it does not.
It doesn't. So thank you for that, JoJo. But yeah, excellent song. Excellent song. I mean, JoJo makes great music, so of course, but excellent song. My second recommendation is All the Way Home by Tamar Braxton. I
Hmm.
love a good love ballad.
True.
I love a good ballad. She killed it on this one. There's several songs on this album that are great, but this is top two.
Mm.
Top two. My last recommendation is a song called Butterfly by Jade Nova. First off,
Mm.
I love songs. I've never heard a bad song with Butterfly in the title. Never.
True.
Butterflies by Michael Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
Butterfly by Mariah Carey, and now
Mm-hmm.
Butterfly by Jade Nova. Excellent songs.
We love to hear it.
If you're an artist out there and someone sends you a song called Butterfly, listen to it. It might
Yeah.
be a hit. It might be a
Yeah.
hit.
Also, if you are an artist out there and you want to make a song called Butterfly, you better make it a hit.
You better make it a hit.
You have a legacy to uphold.
Yeah, legacy now. Two is a coincidence. Three is a legacy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So step it up. Get the best producer. Triple check your lyrics.
Yes.
Get the vocals right.
Mm-hmm.
Stack the
Spend the
vocals.
time. Spend the
Yeah,
time.
I want to hear some ad libs. I want to hear range. If you're using background singers, make sure they're on point.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has to be perfect. So just so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and Instagram. They're both at SY2II Podcast. You can also send us your movie requests or your movie stories at our email, sy2iipodcast at gmail.com. What is your favorite Final Destination movie? Mine is the third. I actually have an entire list on my letterbox ranking all of the movies. Give me a second. Okay, here's my list. Final Destination 3, number 1. Final
Okay.
Destination 2, number 2. First Final Destination, number 3. What is this? The Final Destination? I think this is the last movie.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no, no. This is 4. Final Destination
Oh.
is 4. And then Final Destination 5 is the worst one.
Okay.
It, it
I don't think I've seen all of them.
Final Destination 5, let me tell you like the plots.
Hmm.
Or I'll just tell you like the major events that happen.
Okay.
Final Destination 3, roller coaster crash.
Okay.
Final Destination 2, car accident.
Hmm.
The first Final Destination movie,
Yeah.
plane crash.
Good gosh.
The Final Destination,
The Final Destination.
even though it's the fourth
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That's why I got confused. um, it's like a how do I explain this? A crash happens at a like racetrack,
Mm-hmm.
and then all these race cars start exploding, and the building isn't up to code or whatever, and so the building collapses. Like it's a mess.
Oh, is that the one with the big plane of glass?
No, that's the second one.
Oh, okay.
That's the one with the car accident. This one is really random. The deaths are weird. Like at
Mm-hmm.
one death, a guy is at like a community pool and he gets sucked into like the little hole that's supposed to like drain the pool, and his insides get drained out.
Eh.
How it happens, it makes
Yeah,
no sense,
yeah.
but it happened.
Okay.
And then Final Destination 5 is a bridge collapse.
Hmm. I don't
Like
remember that
all of
one.
these coworkers are going on a trip, and then like the suspension bridge they're on collapses.
Oh.
It's it's also a really bad movie. But yeah. So tell us which one of those is your favorite. If it's Final Destination 5, don't tell me because I will roast you. That movie is bad. At least the Final Destination has some redeeming qualities to it, but the fifth
Mm-mm-mm.
one, awful. But yeah, let us know at our email, sytyiipodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to share us with your friends and your family. Subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts with 5 stars. What?
Ariana Grande posted a picture.
Oh, okay.
She's in a pink dress.
Ooh, wicked. um, yeah, but that's it. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
Everyone, have fun this spring. The sun is out. The sun is
Sun is out.
out.
Enjoy it.
Everyone start making summer plans. I obviously have already.
Yes, yes.
So everyone have fun. Have a good time and stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
Bye.